as well, because only when you are doing something do you get deeper into it. So let me take you through some insights that I want to give on the future of job market, but my greater emphasis will be on the required skills, because the stage that you are at, children, what is important is that how do you prepare yourself for the future of the job market. Well, if you have to prepare yourself for the future, you need to know where you are in the present and how things are going to change. So this is a graph that you see here, which is showing how rapidly the change is happening. If you look at this graph, it's an exponential rise graph where initially there was a slow change. We are all aware of the industrial revolutions that have happened, and we are already into the fourth industrial revolution, heading towards the fifth. Even the educational revolutions. So everything is changing, and where we are right now, we are at a point where the slope of change is very, very high. That means even before we realize that any time has elapsed, the change occurs. And that is why the world at this point of time lacks certainty. Moving to the next slide. You know, this term, I'm sure you've heard it, the VUCA world, a world where there is so much volatility, which essentially relates to the graph that I just showed you. There is a change which is occurring at such a pace that it is very difficult to keep pace with it. Then there is uncertainty. We've gone through this uncertainty. We are still going through it to some extent because of the COVID situation. And I'm sure you've all looked at children as informed students, that how the things changed in the last 2 years with the schools going online and every office going online, working from home, and yet the education continued. And obviously with that comes complexity, because there are a number of factors that determine the development, and there is greater uncertainty, and therefore there is greater complexity, and that is what leads to ambiguity, when we don't know what is going to come our way, where information is difficult to interpret, and the past experience is no longer of use in the present. Now that is the world that we are into. And imagine when the pace of change increases further. That means if you have a vertical curve going up with time, then what do you prepare yourself with? And something which has really changed, the changing scenario that we say, obviously whatever happens brings a change in the job market. It has an impact on the future. The technological advancements that have happened, the advancements that have happened in the field of medicine, with the, with Internet of Things, with artificial intelligence, AI, VI, all of that becoming a part of our life. Let me give you a little bit of an insight into how things are changing and will change. What are the positions, or what are the jobs where there is maximum automation that has either already happened or is going to happen? So if you look on the left, it talks of the positions where the chance of automation is as high as 99%. That means 99% of telemarketing is going to be automated. The payment of tax that we can already see happening online. The insurance underwriter, the bookkeeping clerk no longer exists. The legal secretary, credit analysis. So pharmacy technician, all of these jobs are going to be completely automated in the time to come. So when you say that automation becomes 92%, it means the humans who will be part of this job will be only 8%. That means if there were 100 people working in a pharmacy as a technician, in the time to come, there will be only 8 positions which will be available. Now, as students, you have to be aware of this data, my dear children, so that you fix your aspirations and you prepare yourself accordingly. On the other hand, in the field of a physician, a doctor, a one-on-one, a dentist, a system analyst, a registered nurse, a teacher, a microbiologist. Now here the chances of automation are the least. That means these positions, these jobs are going to continue to exist. That is the impact that the technology will have on the future of the job market, the uncertainty and the complexity. So dear children and parents, this rising uncertainty and technological invasion definitely makes life skills increasingly important, as they are precisely the type of skills machines cannot automate. Because ultimately, man creates machines. So therefore, human presence will always be there. But the nature of presence is going to change. Therefore, let me take you through the skills that you have to develop. These skills are what we call as the constants in all professions that exist today, that will exist, and that have existed. But yes, as compared to the past, in future, they become even more important. And what is that? Very important life skill is adaptability and flexibility. Because of changing times, if you are not flexible, if you do not adapt yourself to change, the recent example being, as we moved from being in a physical setup to an online setup, if we did not carry that adaptability and flexibility, it would have been difficult for us to survive and reach where we are today. And those who took lesser time to change have definitely moved ahead as compared to the others whose adaptability was low. So being flexible, adaptable, and analytical reasoning. So when you enter into a situation, I will keep giving the example of the recent situation. So there was requirement of analyzing and reasoning as to what will work. We can't give up. We can't sit at home and not do anything because the life has to go on. And therefore, this ability is important. That means you have to do things as part of your higher studies where there is enough refinement of your analytical reasoning, complex problem solving, because we are going to be facing a lot of problems, because with modernization, with enhanced technology, there is going to be more complex problem solving required. Research-based decision making, gone are the days where we could just, think and kind of use the hit and trial method. We cannot do it any longer. And the ones who will do their decision making based on research are going to take a lead. And with that comes creativity and innovation, the ability to create. With the ever-changing situation, creation becomes very important. Innovation becomes very important. Anything that is capable of a change with time is something that will survive the test of time. And that is, again, time management has been a skill which has always been important, but will become even more important in future. With collaboration and communication, the world has become, the whole globe has come together. The distances have been bridged. In fact, again, in pandemic, the classes, the international collaboration that we could do is more than ever. Today also, how you can see an example of Amrita Vidyalaya along with Edudevs, along with GD Goenka Sector 48, collaborating and effectively communicating and working for a cause. Persuasion and negotiation is a very important future skill, because anything that you do, you have to believe in it. And then you have to persuade, you have to negotiate. And in the process, people management, ethical working, because ethics is something that we cannot compromise with, because we've reached a situation with the climatic conditions, such freak weather conditions, forest fires, all of that, somewhere we have put our ethics behind, our people management and ethical working. So my dear children, when you look at these skills, while you can see that on the left-hand side, an analytical reasoning and complex problem solving may be more to do with the science stream versus people management Collaboration or communication, we say, is more humanities based. Now, can you separate the two? My answer is no. So moving on, what is important to do well in the future? Developing a holistic view, having a multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary approach, which was just also shared by Chaitanyaji, that we need to have. We cannot exist in isolation, because the life, the way it is, the careers, the way they are going to be, we are in a world where we have knowledge, we have information. What is required is processing and dealing with people. So an interdisciplinary approach is the future. I will just in the next slide, I shall take an example of bringing biology and geography together. Generally we would put geography as a humanities kind of a course. And though it is a science, we call it as geographical science, but it is more with the humanities stream, and biology is part of the science stream. But I would like you to just have a look at the career options that will be available to a student who pursues geography with biology, with biological science, the marine biology, where you have a marine illustrator, a researcher, an aquarium employee, an aquaculturist. So many fields open up. Environmental biology, as I said, there is so much environmental degradation. Unless we take care of the environment, it will be difficult for us to survive, because we need, air, water, land. These are fundamental for our survival, the greenery, the plants. So therefore, environment and biology, bringing again geography and biology together. So an ecologist, conservation scientist, climate change manager, biodiversity manager, or a medical geography where you have a medical writer, research coordinator, agricultural geography where you talk of food security, soil, environment and environmental scientist, agricultural biotechnologist, agroforestry, agro-environment management. So here, I'm also trying to make one more point. A lot of times, students take up biology and feel that the only way out ahead is medicine. No, my dear children. There are so many fields. When you look at the future of the job industry, job market and careers, all these careers will be having a lot of value. Yes, here, one more point that I would like to make, which I always tell my students, is that where does your heart lie? What motivates you? What inspires you? What do you connect with? That is very, very important. The world is really opening up. The future of job market is very different from what you see today. And therefore, let me just give you a little glimpse of the futuristic jobs. So when you talk of in the field of business and organization, we will have positions like chief productivity officer, access capacity broker, data detective. You've all been hearing that data is the god. If you have data, you have a lot of power in your hand. But then data detective and ethical sourcing managers, like I said, ethics will have a lot of value in future. So that there is no mishandling of data and there is ethical sourcing. So we will have those managers. Drones are going to be all around. So drone manager, space pilot, because going to space is no longer going to be something that only missions will be there. There will be people, as we have already seen, this happening. A journey to space has already happened. Self-driving car mechanic, because we will have self-driving cars, automated cars. They are already there. They are the reality. Human technology integration specialist. So these are all technology and computation based jobs. Similarly, when you come to the field of personal medical interpreter, when you have gene therapy, etc. coming, medical mentor. And similarly, hospitality will go to the extent of having a wholeness mentor, end of life coach. So these are the futuristic jobs that we have. So children, when you are preparing yourself, as you are choosing, making choices of your courses in the higher education, make sure that you have made the correct choice. Do not restrict yourself. Do not think that if I have taken physics, chemistry, mathematics, then the only way out for me is to be an engineer. Of course, you can do engineering, but with that, keeping a multidisciplinary approach and picking up certain minors in the university so that you develop a holistic view towards education. Through education, you develop a holistic view, and as a result, you will be able to reach a point where, with the necessary 21st century skills, you will be able to do well in the career of your choice. And I would like to end with the last slide here, that the golden rule is going to be about maintaining our collective and individual focus in the face of constant and disorienting change. So what I started with, the pace of change is not going to be easy to manage. With so much of invasion of technology, artificial intelligence, big machines, data, the world being a small place, global connections, a small change in one corner affects everyone. We've just seen that. So these changes are going to disorient us. But what is important is we collaborate, we stay focused, we focus on developing the 21st century skills that I have shared with you, and that is going to lead you to be successful. Thank you. That is all I wanted to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Being adaptable, focused, flexible, and fostering analytical reasoning, among many other required skills for life, which have guided us about, shall always be engraved in our memories. Moving further into the session, I now welcome and invite Priyanka Bhatkoti, ma'am, Principal, Maxford School, New Delhi, to the virtual dais. Ma'am firmly believes in the constructive framework of synergy and creativity as skills for students in the 21st century, and is actively involved in the development of educational best practices in the country. Ma'am shall be providing us a valuable insight into the topic, making informed decisions. Grateful for your presence today, ma'am. I now hand over the dais to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Om, out there for that introduction. And very important, I would like to thank first and foremost Edudevs and Anuradha ma'am and GD Goenka School Sector 48 Gurugram for holding such informative sessions and opening them to the student community and sharing what the dialogue is happening, not just limiting it to one school, but for everybody around, so that there can be a shared learning. So the first thing students and parents you have to learn is that we need to collaborate. Anuradha Handa ma'am, you have made my task very, very easy. For the simple reason, ma'am has spoken about 21st century skills. Ma'am has spoken about collaboration out here and the importance of data. I hope the screen is clearly visible to everybody. Good afternoon to each one. And in the chat box, I'd like to each one to write one key takeaway, or rather the word D for data. D for data. What has been the key takeaway for all of us from Anuradha ma'am's session out here, so that we know in the post-lunch sessions, all of you are actively involved in that learning. And like Om said, I do strongly believe in constructing sessions together. Yes, so a very warm welcome to all of you to this part of the session where I'm going to focus on making informed decisions. And I have something very nice for you in the next slide. The next slide is about making common sense and bringing it into common practice. Yes. So can all of you write down two letters, CS not as computer science, but common sense? Let me see the CS come across. Oh yes, the chats. Thank you so much, everybody, for setting the chats on fire. Ridhima, thank you. Yours is the first CS out there, and this is my smiley out here. I hope my visual is visible to everybody. Advik, Arnav, and we have Alka Chawla ma'am, Kartike, Anne Mary, Sumit Verma. Thank you for those wonderful responses in the chat box. A lot of them are direct messages which are coming, and some are messages for everybody. So when we are making informed decisions, students, parents, and for us as a teacher educational community, we need to make a lot of things evident for ourselves. Before we go outward, it's inward that we need to be very clear. Now, the next word that I'm going to say is C, or I would like you to write down clarity. You will need first and foremost the clarity about yourself. Clarity. Every student who knows himself or herself, every parent who knows what their context is, and they have clarity about what the child can be very strong in and what the child can achieve, and every teacher who knows the student, these three pillars, and the school definitely, and the colleges. If we know what we are strong on and strong about, we can play on our strengths. We need to play on our strengths. So first, what we all need to do is self-reflect. What makes us happy and what are our strengths? We need to know these very strongly. Yes. So write S for strength in the chat box. S also stands for self-reflection. Students, you are students in 10th, 11th, and 12th. Certain days you will like certain kind of music. One career will appear to be very, very appealing because you have newspapers littered with takeaway package, that this person got a takeaway package of this. But does that mean that that same thing is your aspiration, or do you have that kind of commitment and that strength that that person had for that takeaway passage? That is the question that we need to ask. Yes, we all need money to be happy, but remember, the currency that works in the real-time world are two: commitment and competence. Out there, you have to commit to yourself. It's not about committing to others. So reflect. Your teachers already tell you to maintain a self-reflection journal. Write down a little bit every day on what you enjoyed learning, what you enjoy doing, and where you are getting good results. A good time to start is from class 9 onwards, because like Rome was not built in a day, your career choices and your life choices will be built over a period of time. It won't be an instantaneous decision. We have to feed material, or we have to feed information, or data has to be fed into our mind and into our life, so that we are able to make conscious decisions. Now that's the next part. Do a self-assessment on your strengths. Also, if we know our strengths, we should know our areas of improvement. Please write I in the chat box. You need to know, if you are a very confident speaker who loves to work with people, mingle with people out there, you need to be in career choices where you are meeting a lot of people. In all probability, your interpersonal is well developed, because your intrapersonal is also strongly developed there. But there are some people who are very shy, who don't like to connect with other people, but they can do a lot of data analysis and reflection. So for the second category, a marketing job might not be well suited. You may be better in strategy and process out there. Make a personal commitment to yourself. Identify what are your goals in life, and they should be your goals, because it's a personal commitment, a personal statement. It is not about what your friend is doing, what the whole world is doing, because at the end of the day, you know what makes you happy. It may be a computer science that is the choice of your best friend, but maybe you are better taking care and healing others. So medicine is a better career for you. Develop a roadmap. Once you know, oh my God, this is my strength, this is what I love doing, this is where I can have proven results, and I'm giving these results again and again, make a roadmap. And remember, we make the road by walking. Just having a roadmap is of no use if you don't walk that road every day. Give the word road in the chat box, those who agree. Give an R or road in the chat box. So it is like a live poll, what we want to have here. You want to be a computer scientist, data agrees with you, coding agrees with you, you love to work with computers and programming. How much of work are you doing on your basis to become a programmer on a daily basis? Okay, Natasha, Gurpreet, Snepreet, Pratishtha, Asmi, Ekta, Arnab, thank you for those responses which are coming in the chat box here. Yes, take action, take action. If you have identified universities, find out what is the merit that they're closing with, what is their procedure for their admission to be granted out here, what is the fee structure. Now this is another part. Please give me an A in the chat box. Are we able to afford? And that is very, very important. With your parents, sit down and hold dialogues that are we able to afford this education? If it is in your affordability region, go for it. If it is not, start preparing for scholarships so that you can still realize your dream. There are many roads which lead to a city. Similarly, there are many pathways so that you can be in your dream organization that you aspire to be, so that it can give you the career that you aspire to have in your life here. Yes, we're going to move over to the next slide. And 7 steps for effective decisions. What is the decision? First, what stream, what college, what career? Begin with the end in mind. I want you to write that. So you want to be a doctor, obviously MBBS and MD you need to do. Find out the college which you aspire, find out its merit, find out its eligibility criteria, find out the fee structure, and find out how you can get there. What have the students been doing to get there? If it is MIT, if it is Harvard, if it is Amrita Vidyapeetham out here, Delhi University, find out, start and make a folder on your desktop about what is the merit that is getting admission out there and what is the strength of that organization. So that's your step 2, gather information of all kinds. Alumni write blogs out there, existing students would write also what pathways those colleges are giving, what is their placement record. Gather that information because data is the new currency there. Identify alternatives. Now this is very, very important for all of us. You need to have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. Can you give me ABC in the chat box? ABC in the chat box, everybody. Let me see. Oh yes, Mayank, thank you. Ekta, Ridhima, Asmi, Snepreet, fast fingers out here. Tremendous response. Thank you so much, all of you. Trigya, ABC. So you have your first priority colleges, and they may have very high merit and they may have a tough road to be there. Find out colleges which are giving equal productivity, equal value sets out there, and very successful students who are very successful in real-time world over there. An example, examine the CEOs of companies who are from India and find out the trajectory of what colleges they have been. You will be surprised. You will be surprised of where they have studied and what success they have gathered. So you need to have those, your second choice of colleges and universities also ready, and a third choice as well, that in case everything is volatile, everything is disruptive, then I may not want to go to another city in India, another place in the world out here. I may want to continue to be with my family, and in my neighborhood, these are the ones which are easily accessible. Yes, weigh the evidence. Please look into that. What is the success that is being given after you are taking this pathway? Choose amongst the alternatives. Now, data has to be specific. Give me the word specific in the chat box. Many students that we meet with, and many students who are successful, the ones who are successful in 9th, 10th, 11th, they have identified their college and their university. They know precisely how many seats are there in that stream or in the choice of their undergraduate program, what the merit is since the last 3 years, and what they need to do to get that merit. I have also interacted with a couple of students, and I regularly make an effort to interact with them. You know, there's a student who made it to research in Imperial College London. That student in grade 8 had data for astrophysics, even how many prominent astrophysicists are there in the world, what is their age, where are they working, and what are the kinds of research papers papers they have published. So you need to have that data and then find out a gap analysis, that where is the gap between you being able to reach that place and make that bridge. Give me the word bridge in the chat box. The word bridge. B for bridge will do. Arnav, as always, you do us proud here, Arnav. You're a high school head boy and you are very receptive. Now the next part, when you are making that bridge, you have to be very good listeners. You have to do very quick analysis, and remember, data changes on a daily basis. So dynamic data, don't be stuck with data of last year or 2 years before. You need to have fresh data as well. Yes, take action when you see certain patterns repeat and you see people are making a success because they are doing XYZ. It should start to figure in your equation. For example, we know those who communicate very good, those who collaborate very well, those who are good listeners, those who research and finish the tasks on time out there are good team members. Start cultivating these traits in yourself from now onwards. You want to go to a premium university where you'll have to stay in a hostel, start having a routine and those life skills where hostel life will be made to agree with you, and you are not having a gap because you are not able to live far away from your family. So take those steps even while you are living with your parents. Start taking care of your wardrobe, start taking care of your budget that you get on a monthly basis, start taking care of your health and the kind of diet you are having. Also the tips how you should be able to repair your own clothes, darn them. You should be able to launder them. You should be able to make quick meals which would be permissible in the hostels where you have the rooms and the shared kitchens that you may have in case you are taking up apartments. Also, keep on reviewing your decision every 6 months, every quarter. Now, college decisions and university and career decisions are not the decision of the student alone. So students, these are decisions made with families. These are decisions made with school. Take into confidence your parents that this is what I'm wanting to do and this is the pathway. Do you have something better to add to it? Guide me. Be humble enough to ask. Keep on asking, but only remember you will ask from trustworthy people who are competent, not just from anybody. And that anybody may also be your best friend because they have no knowledge about the career path that you intend to take. So keep on reviewing your decision this year. Maybe these a couple of colleges and a couple of countries are very productive, but like Anuradha ma'am mentioned, we are living in a volatile world. Europe, the political scenario is a hotbed of different kinds of activities. So you might want to review your decision and be in places where the academic journey that you are going to have remains undisturbed by political turbulence there. That will be very important. So keep in mind your safety parameters. Write down the word safe. Your parents will send you to places and will agree which are safe. Pratishta, thank you. You are the first response, and Harsh Jain there. Thank you. Those responses which are coming. They will have no hesitation in sending you even on another planet if you practice safe behaviors. So earn their trust. Look into the college, look into the university. What is the living index in that place? Because at the end of the day, 3 to 4 years of crucial life-changing years you're going to spend in that place there. So it has to be safe. It has to accomplish the outcome that you have decided as the goal for your life here. Yes. Now my last slide is something which is for life. It is not just for your school days, and this is something that I am very fond of. It is about ikigai. Students, keep your life decluttered. We have lots of things that we can buy in our clothes. There are lots of books that we can buy. There are lots of podcasts and video links that can be saved. Please focus on the essentials. Give me the letter E in the chat box for essentials. Yes. So thank you, Harsh. Again, you are the fast fingers here for us, followed by Arnav and Ahana Samantha here. You need to know what you love. You need to know what the world needs. You need to know what you can be paid for and what you are good at. Yes, what you love, what you are good at, that's your passion. What you love and what the world needs can become your mission. What you can be paid for and what the world needs has to make a connection. What you are good at and what you can be paid for, because you will have to earn and become an earning member and also a contributing member to your family and to the community here. So focus. Yes, you have to be very satisfied, you have to take delight and fullness, but if you don't have any wealth there, that will not work out. Excitement and complacency are things that you have to keep away from, and comfortable but feeling empty is again something that you do not want to be there. So remember, you need to figure out what you are good at, what you love, what the world needs, and when you work, what you can be paid for. And if that agrees with you, you will have a lot to work on and you will have success. But remember also something very important which is not there in that slide, and we'll remove the slide now. Remember also what you are willing to pay. Pay by means of your time that you have, the time that you have, that you will commit to. How many hours are you studying and practicing? Pay by means of what will you be able to commit when you maintain a work-life balance. You need to be able to live a very happy, satisfied, healthy life. You cannot be working 24 hours a day, otherwise it is going to be a burnout. Last but not the least, the task that you set out for yourself is something very important. It may look like a Mount Everest. Break it up into smaller hills which you can cover every day. So walk the road every day, and you will cover the whole marathon out there. You will be healthy, you will be happy, and the whole journey will be a very satisfying one. So please remember that there are things which are within easy reach. Keep them in mind. Do not ignore universities where you can easily get admission. At the same point of time, there will be colleges and universities where it is very tough to get admissions, and they may be your first priority. Then work for it. You work for it now, and every day your dreams will turn into reality. And that is all that I have for you here. I'm sure you're working very hard. Your schools are working very hard. Your teachers are working very hard, and universities are working very hard to give you that wonderful experience of leading on to a wonderful life. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for reiterating for us the need to self.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. The importance of effective decision making and having the clarity of my own roadmap ahead as per my strengths and developing talents, and most importantly, for celebrating myself with informed decisions through Ikigai. Moving further into the expert session, I now welcome and invite Deepak Madan sir, Business Head Career Launcher, for his valuable guidance. Sir has carved a niche for himself as a motivational speaker and a career guidance expert. He has a unique understanding of various entrance exams and the approach required to crack those. Sir shall be sharing his expert guidance on the topic CUCET, the changing system. Thank you so much, sir, for being here with us today. I now hand over the dais to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I hope the slide is visible. Please type PPT in the chat box if you can see the slide. Please type PPT. Good. So all of you can see the slide which says CUCET. Great, Arnav. Thank you for the confirmation. Okay, so before I start this particular session, I want to understand the profile of the students here. And my first question to understand the profile is, if somebody can please activate the poll here, I want to understand your grade. Which class are you from? You have a poll in front of you. If you can just select the polling option. I want to understand the profile of this classroom so that I can add the right value to you. Okay, good, great. So there are 3 questions in front of you. One about your class, second is your academic stream, and third is, so in case you are in class 9th and 10th, you are still not sure about your stream, but at least what is your preference? Just pick your preference there. And third question is, how many of you will be thinking or dreaming about Delhi University? At least form to bharenge. So I hope all three questions are very, very clear in front of you. Question number 1 is your class. Question number 2 is your academic stream. In case you're still not in 11th, give your preference, what you may be considering when you reach 11th. And third is about your, how many of you are keen for Delhi University in this classroom of 100 odd students? Okay. So I have a good population here from class 10th and class 12th. Most of you, 40%. So I've got 20% students who are keen in commerce, 20% humanities. The biggest crowd here is non-medical, followed by medical. Okay. And Delhi University, 50% crowd in this particular classroom is going to, I shared the results as well. The 50% crowd in this particular classroom is considering Delhi University. Okay, so this is what is the profile of this particular classroom. And let me start with this topic called CUCET. Now, what is CUCET? How many of you are aware about it? Can anybody help me with the full form in the chat box? What is CUCET? CUCET stands for Central University Common Entrance Test. As the name says, CUCET, Central University means all the universities which are controlled by central government of India. Okay, so all the universities which fall under the ambit of central government are referred as central universities. There is going to be one common exam for almost 41 to 43 central universities. The number is still not very clear how many central universities are going to be a part of it, but expect kariye around 42 colleges के लिए, 42 central universities के लिए one single exam होने वाला है जिसका नाम है CUCET. And who's going to conduct this exam? NTA. NTA stands for National Testing Agency. This is the same body which conducts JEE Main. This is the body which conducts UPSC exam in India. This is the body which conducts a lot of DU entrance exams like DU JAT or DU entrance test right now in India. So this body is going to conduct the exam called CUCET. It's a very, very capable body. And let me tell you, bacho, this exam is going to be one of the biggest exam of our country. Can anybody tell me which is the biggest exam as on today? सबसे ज्यादा बच्चे इंडिया के अंदर कौन सा एग्जाम लिखते हैं? A quick response here in the chat box. No, that's not IAS. After 12th, I'm saying after 12th. After 12th. Absolutely right. NEET is the right exam. Today, NEET has got the highest number of applicants, but CUCET is going to replace that particular process and it becomes one of the biggest exam of our. Okay. And Bacho, why it is relevant for you? Some of the top universities of India, which includes Delhi University, BHU, Jamia, Aligarh Muslim University, JNU, a lot of these universities are going to be a part of this one common exam called CUCET. And it is not a myth or a confusion. बहुत सारे parents, बच्चे और teachers confused हैं कि हर बार DU comes up with this story and हर बार बोलते हैं शेर आ रहा है, शेर आ रहा है, शेर आ रहा है, आता तो है नहीं. एंड पिछले कितने सालों से हर साल ये स्टोरी चलती है, एग्जाम हो रहा है, होता तो है नहीं. Now, this is the notification which I have downloaded from the website of Delhi University. The website is du.ac.in and you can note it down. It clearly says all undergraduate courses. I repeat, all undergraduate courses, which includes BA, BCom, BSc, Economic Honors, Pol Science Honors, History, Sociology, whatever. And across all DU colleges, which includes Hindu, Hansraj, KMC, JMC, Miranda, Gargi, whatever. All colleges will take admission through one common exam called CUCET. This is already notified. There is no confusion left there. just to help you, some of you might still be in doubt. So there is an interview of the Vice Chancellor of Delhi University, Professor Yogesh Singh. In case you want this interview, you can ping me, I can share it with you. It is also available on the YouTube. So Professor Yogesh Singh has come up with an interview which clearly says BU is going to have an entrance examination and admission is going to be based on this common exam called CUCT. Now, a lot of you must be thinking, ये हो क्या रहा है? What is going on? सारा का सारा problem हमारे time पे क्यों होना है भाई? Why is it happening? What is the need? So change किसी को अच्छा नहीं लगता है. सबसे problematic element है change. बोल दिया जाए कि बदलाव आ रहा है. सब्जेक्टिव की जगह ऑब्जेक्टिव आया, चेंज हुआ, डिस्टर्बेंस हुई. नाउ एंट्रेंस टेस्ट करवाया क्यों जा रहा है? एंड लेट मी टेल यू बच्चों, ये आपके बेनिफिट के लिए है. लेट मी टेल यू व्हाई. यू शुड बी हैप्पी विद द चेंज. If you watch this interview of the Vice Chancellor of Delhi University, he said, I want to give every single student in the country a level playing field. सबको एक कॉमन लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड देना चाहते हैं. सब बच्चों के साथ एक कॉमन फिल्टर अप्लाई करना चाहते हैं. शायद आप बच्चों को पता नहीं होगा, अगर आज आप दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी के टॉप कॉलेज में जाते हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल SRCC और सेंट स्टीफेंस, बहुत सारे बच्चे, ऑलमोस्ट 70-80% बच्चे वहां पे साउथ के बोर्ड से हैं. लेट्स से तमिलनाडु बोर्ड और केरला बोर्ड. Why? Because there are certain boards in our country which are very, very liberal in giving marks. At the same time, there are certain other boards in our country which are not that liberal in giving marks. For example, UP board. So getting 85% marks in UP board is a tough task. It's a very good ask. And getting the same score in any other board might not be very difficult. So what Professor Yogesh Singh said, सारे बच्चों को मैं एक लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड दूंगा, सबके लिए एक कॉमन फिल्टर अप्लाई करूंगा, यूनिफॉर्मिटी रखूंगा सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस में. एंड दिस इज आल्सो वन ऑफ द मैंडेट्स एज पर द NEP, नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी 2020 गाइडलाइन. राइट? इससे आपका क्या फायदा है? क्योंकि हर चीज में हमारा कहते हैं इसमें मेरा क्या फायदा या मेरा क्या घाटा. इसमें आपका बहुत बड़ा फायदा है. मैं आपको बताता हूं, आई हैव बीन teaching, counseling and mentoring kids from the last 22 years. Pichhle, let me give you example of last year. Somebody, one of my students, a lot of my students scored 95% marks in the 12th board. But they cannot even think about Delhi University, because getting into Delhi University, you need to get, to a top college, you need 98 to 100% marks. If you're talking about top 5, top 7 colleges of BU. 96 के नीचे तो सोचिए कभी मत. But now, in case if there is an entrance test, let's say if I'm in the league of 80-85, I can still dream about getting into one of the top colleges of Delhi University. And that is one of the biggest benefit of giving a level playing field to all students here. Second benefit of conducting the entrance examination. अभी तक होता क्या था कि आप BU के लिए अलग फॉर्म भरते हैं, कुछ और कॉलेज के लिए अलग फॉर्म भरते हैं. अब इसका सबसे बड़ा फायदा आपको क्या होगा? क्लोज टू अराउंड 41 to 42 कॉलेजेस के लिए एक कॉमन एग्जाम होगा, एक कॉमन फॉर्म भरना होगा. Imagine the benefit you are going to get out of it. So you fill one form and it opens door to 42 universities in India. And sitting here in the northern part of the country, let's say in Delhi NCR और नॉर्दर्न इंडिया, वी थिंक BU से अच्छा तो दुनिया में कुछ है ही नहीं. ऐसा नहीं है. सो दैट इज व्हाई आई एम ट्राइंग टू शो यू द NIRF रैंकिंग. यू माइट नॉट बी aware. Let me give you the full form of this. This is National Institutional Ranking Framework. It is decided by the Government of India, AICTE, and हर यूनिवर्सिटी को एक रैंक दिया जाता है. किस बेसिस पे? उसने कितने रिसर्च पेपर फाइल करे, उनके परफॉर्मेंस, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, स्टाफ, academics, placements, and there are so many parameters. Now, if you look at it, BU is ranked 11th as per the NIRF ranking. There are 4 universities under CUCT ambit which are better in terms of NIRF ranking. Now, imagine if I want to do science, I want to do BSc, I can do it from IT BHU also, earlier that was not an option, मैं शायद सोचता भी नहीं था. So that's the advantage. One form, one exam, 41 doors will open for you in a single go. ये एग्जाम होगा कैसे? 2022 में एग्जाम पहली बार होने वाला है. सारे बच्चे जो आज 12th क्लास के अंदर हैं, आपके लिए एग्जाम जून या जुलाई में होने वाला है. नोटिफिकेशन अगले 7 दिन में आने वाला है. So in the next 7 days, you are going to get this notification. But all those students who are right now in 11th, 10th or 9th, for you, this exam is expected to be conducted twice in a year. That means you have a chance to improve your performance. The way JEE is conducted twice in a year, in the similar way, this exam, they are saying, if you watch that video of Professor Singh, he said, I'll be happy if this exam is conducted twice in a year so that students को अपनी performance को improve करने का एक मौका मिलना चाहिए. Now, CUCET है क्या? What exactly is going to be the paper like? सबसे important बात तो वही है, एग्जाम में पूछा क्या जाएगा, ये सब तो कहानी है. अब मुझे नेक्स्ट बताइए, एग्जाम में आएगा क्या? एग्जाम में 2 चीजें होंगी. CUCET के 2 पार्ट्स हैं. Let me first talk about section A. सेक्शन ए आएगा एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट. एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट क्या होता है? इन केस यू आर नॉट अवेयर, एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट इज अ टेस्ट ऑफ योर वर्बल एबिलिटी. सो इंग्लिश, रीजनिंग, क्वांटिटेटिव एप्टीट्यूड, एंड शायद इसके अंदर करंट अफेयर्स भी पूछा जाएगा. सो एप्टीट्यूड कंसिस्ट ऑफ ब्रॉडली 4 सेक्शंस: इंग्लिश, क्वांटिटेटिव एप्टीट्यूड, मैथ्स, रीजनिंग, एंड इन केस इट इज करंट अफेयर्स एंड जीके एज वेल. सेकंड पार्ट, okay, and what Professor Yogesh Singh said, aptitude is must. ये तो पूछा ही जाएगा, चाहे आपको अगर BA करना है, BCom करना है, BSc करना है, आपको अगर English honors करना है, this is going to be asked everywhere in every single section. Second is going to be your domain specific test. So the second test is going to be your domain. Domain is what? Domain is what you are studying in your class 11th and class 12. So that is your subject. So if you are from commerce background, it might be accounts, eco business studies. If you are from science background, it will be physics, chemistry, math, or physics, chemistry, biology. So second is going to be domain. Domain आप 11th and 12th में पढ़ ही रहे हैं, या वो बच्चे जो 9th and 10th में हैं वो आगे जाके पढ़ेंगे. This might not be a very, very difficult thing for you, but what we need to understand today is, what is this aptitude test all about? ये है क्या? What is aptitude test? Now, बच्चों, let me tell you very, very important thing. After 12th, अगर आप डॉक्टर नहीं बनना चाहते हैं, after 12th अगर आप इंजीनियर नहीं बनना चाहते हैं, that means अगर आप ये 2 स्ट्रीम्स को छोड़ देंगे, इसके अलावा आपको कुछ भी करना है, you will have to write a aptitude test. You want to go to Delhi University, BA, BCom, BSc, there is going to be a CUCET aptitude test. You want to do management, there is going to be aptitude test. You want to do economic honors, commerce, there is going to be aptitude test. You want to do law right after class 12, there is aptitude test. You want to do hotel management, hospitality sector, there is going to be aptitude test. You want to do journalism, you want to do mass communication, everything, right after class 12, in case you are not going into any of the core branches, which includes JEE, medicine, engineering, pharma, or something like that, or nursing. For everything else, there is going to be an aptitude test. Let me make a very, very bold statement over here. जितने भी बच्चे इस क्लासरूम में बैठे हैं, I can see 100 students in this classroom. Each one of you is going to prepare for an aptitude test or will have to write an aptitude test after class 12. मैं आपको ये स्टेटमेंट बता रहा हूं, हर बच्चे को ये एग्जाम देना होगा. 3 इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन हर बच्चे को पूछने हैं अपने आप से. Number 1, when are you going to start preparing for this? Number 2, how are you going to start preparing from this? And number 3, where are you going to start preparing for this? So these 3 fundamental statements, questions, you should note it down and you must ask to yourself. But exam हर एक को देना होगा, इसमें कोई if, कोई but नहीं होना चाहिए किसी भी बच्चे को. Otherwise you are fooling around with yourself, nothing else. Next, what is an aptitude test? Aptitude test is based on your class 10th level and इसीलिए कहा जाता है 9th 10th बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्लासेस हैं Students who are in 9th and 10th, please give attention to your curriculum of maths and English there. Aptitude test हर बच्चा दे सकता है. So this can be taken up by science, commerce and humanities kids. Students across all academic streams write this particular test. Questions ज़्यादा होते हैं, time कम होता है. That's the beauty. And इसीलिए aptitude test is also referred as a test of your decision making ability. I hope you are able to understand what decision making ability is all about. So aptitude test is about your decision making ability. There are multiple sections: quant, English, reasoning, GK, and अगर आपने गलती करी तो number कट जाएंगे. So there is a negative marking also. Let me tell you बच्चों one very important hidden fact which you might not know. किसी भी entrance exam में, be it JEE main, be it a exam for law or a IPM or a hotel management or a NEET, whatever, in any entrance exam where there is a negative marking, 20 to 25% students score marks in minus. इसका मतलब 20 से 25% बच्चे किसी भी एग्जाम में नेगेटिव में नंबर लेके आते हैं अगर उसमें नेगेटिव मार्किंग है तो. Okay, and this is the beauty of the aptitude test. What comes in English? Something which you have been doing in 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Antonyms, synonyms, spotting the errors, sentence completion, reading comprehension, unseen passages, vocabulary, grammar, you know, things. Basic logical reasoning questions हैं. बच्चों को बहुत मजा आता है करके. You know, blood relation question. राम का भाई घनश्याम, घनश्याम की बहन गीता. Directions, clocks and calendars, Venn diagrams. These are the questions. Maths नहीं है, arithmetic है. 7, 8, 9, 10. Profit loss discount, unitary method, times per distance, ratios and percentage. So all of you who are in 9th and 10th, pay attention here. हम 9th and 10th में ये पढ़ते हैं और हमें लगता है ये मैं पढ़ ही क्यों रहा हूँ, इसका क्या फायदा, ये कहीं फायदा नहीं देगा. ये आपको एप्टीट्यूड एग्जाम में बहुत फायदा देंगे, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. And last is the current affairs, you know, very important, you know, topic related to what is happening around the world, what are the important events, dates, and so on and so forth. So this is the, you know, these are the content of a aptitude test. And what can you do? I'm coming out to the last slide of my session. What can you do to crack an entrance exam? Now, I'm giving you 3 important tips before ending this particular session. I'm giving you 3 important tips to crack an aptitude test. If you follow these 3 tips, you will be able to crack every single aptitude test you are going to face right after class 12. Agar aisa nahi hua, my name and number will be there towards the end. You can catch me. What are those 3 tips? 3 golden rules for every single student. Please note it down. Rule number 1. I want from each one of you 1 hour every day, broken up into 3 parts. 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. 20 minutes editorial reading from Hindu or Indian Express. That's your thumb rule number 1. So each one of you, in case you want to get into, you know, ma'am was talking about getting into a top college, getting into a best college. If you're dreaming about getting into a good college, if you're dreaming about getting into one of the top college, you need to spare 1 hour every single day. And out of that 1 hour, you have to spend 20 minutes doing editorial reading, preferably from Hindu or Indian Express. Number 2, 20 minutes reading news, watching news, or discussing news with your parents. That's your task number 2 every single day. So editorial reading, news, and last is your dear time. Raat ko sone se pehle 20 minutes is your dear time. Drop everything and read. 20 मिनट सोने से पहले अपना इंस्टा, व्हाट्सएप, फेसबुक, स्नैपचैट, सॉलिटेयर, कैंडी क्रश, पबजी, एवरीथिंग शुड बी शट 20 मिनट सोने से पहले. And that is your dear time. You have to spend last 20 minutes reading novel, magazine, article, or something else. Stay away from a screen. Stay away from a screen. If you follow these 3 advices, I am assuring you on a piece of paper, each one of you is going to crack one of the top, one of the top examinations, aptitude examinations specifically, right after class 12. So thank you very much. And this brings me to the end of my session. It was nice interacting with you. Sorry for overstepping by 3 minutes.
Thank you, sir, for guiding us about the CUCT and its sections, the importance of entrance tests, exam frequency, and self-analysis as per my aptitude before appearing for an aptitude test. Dear audience, as Deepak Madan sir has wonderfully explained the benefits that CUCT aims to bring, we provide to you today an exclusive chance to prepare for the road ahead. The CUCT Aptitude Test is a stream-based test for students of classes 9th upwards. Please note that the link will go live today on the Edudevs website at 6 p.m. and shall remain so till 1st of March.
I'd like to thank everyone. Thank you. Just 1 second. There are a lot of comments coming from students. So I'll just like to thank every single student. In case there is any specific query, you may punch in. I am here, or I'll respond to it later as well. Thank you very much for your feedback. In case there is any other feedback, please put it in the chat box. Yes, over to you, Anya.
Thank you. For attempting the CUCET aptitude test, please select the stream-based question paper, which would comprise of 30 questions to be completed in 20 minutes. Please bear in mind that this test has to be attempted in a single go. There will be no second attempt on it.
The winners will be declared on the second episode of 21st Century Careers on 5th March 2022 on the Edudevs website. The top 3 scorers will win an Amazon Alexa, and the 5 runners-up from each stream will bag a one-on-one counseling session with the experts from Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham University. So we wish you all the best.
Let us give you a little insight into what life at Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham University is like. Let's watch this video.
This is Vishal. I am a major from ECE. I currently work in the world's fastest growing pure play analytics company, Sigma. The experience in Amrita has been the best so far. I don't think anything else in this world would top this experience. The education in Amrita is more than just textbooks and exams. It is education for life. Teachers here are always helpful and eager to help students out in their time of need. So the experience at Amrita was a brilliant one. I don't think any other university here or abroad enables us to learn in the way that Amrita does. Here it's all about learning for life, which helps you understand how to talk to people and to deal with the multinational clients that is required out there in the corporate world. So my advice for the new batch of students here is to leverage the cutting edge technology present in our labs and the most experienced teachers out here.
Dear audience, to have an insight into the further proceedings of the day, we shall now be proceeding towards the stream-based counseling sessions with parents' council interaction. Each session will be held in separate stream-based breakout rooms, and the audience would be easily able to move into the 3 stream-based rooms manually.